Hey kids, Englentine here, and I did not wake up today thinking I'm going to be an angry jerk, but this guy just pushed the wrong buttons. This is Rob from Comics Explained. You know that channel? It's the one that does this kind of content. And what we're seeing here is Superman flying. Now, Superman flies when he's off the ground. That's one of his superpowers. Now, he can't fly so much when he's on the ground because that would be running. However, when he decides to stop running and take to the air, that's when he's flying because it is one of his superpowers. So this member of Mensa decided he's going to poke the bear, and he called our little anti-skeptic crowd the anti-diversity crowd, which right there, that buzzword me. That, as they say, triggered me. I have made video after video explaining how it's not diversity anybody is against, and you're gotta be a freaking moron at this point to think it's diversity. How long have you been reading comics to think that anybody is mad about diversity in the comic book industry? You would have had to have started in 2015 to think this. Because any time before all of this SJW bullshit got into our hobby, you would have realized that it's always been diverse. And the comic book, the geek crowd, doesn't even matter if it's comic book. Pick your poison. Anime, sci-fi, Doctor Who, Marvel Comics, DC Comics. Doesn't matter. The geek crowd has always been the most accepting. Yet, here come the SJW crowd. Here comes Rob from Comics Explained, and he brings his hate into our hobby. And for one, I am sick of this. To tell you the truth, at first the tweet seems benign, and if you haven't been a part of the battle for the last month or two, then maybe you might not understand exactly why someone can get as triggered or as angry as I am. Oh, and I don't actually know if this is Rob. I saw a few names. That was the first name up, and I know he's the main guy, so that's why I'm calling him Rob. If that's not it, then I apologize to whoever Rob is. But for this guy, I have no apologies. None whatsoever. He deserves it. So he asks, "Dear anti-diversity crowd, make an argument against diversity or forced diversity without sounding racist." Now, right there, that implies that we're against diversity. And two, because we're against this diversity or forced diversity, which right there should be its own argument, we are, in fact, racist. Now, I did have an answer for him. And I will be changing the perspective of how I'm talking from talking to the audience to talking directly. My answer on Twitter was, I have, many times. Why are you so racist as to want the very first African-American hero to take on the name of his more famous partner? Instead of saving the day as the Falcon, his own true and never more famous than now identity, do you think an African American can't stand on his own? We aren't anti-diversity. We are anti-racism and sexism and hate bad writing. Now stop being condescending and answer my question, Rob. My 70-year-old parents know who the Falcon is because of the movies. Now, instead of you thinking that he can stand on his own as a proud, strong black hero, you think instead we should put Captain America in blackface. How is that not racist? And don't use anything except for identity as your answer, because you did not use anything except for identity when you made the question. You couldn't even think that maybe we didn't like the writing. You couldn't even think that maybe it was forced. And that is not good. Forced diversity is not a good thing. And you put it in your question like it was. Forced identity assumes that the only reason that that person gets that character is because they are a woman, or because they are Hispanic, or because they are black, or because they are Asian. Oh, well, no, there's only going to be one Asian character. Because trust me, if there's any minority that gets screwed over in every form of medium except for manga, it's the Asian. Now, you explain to me why, even though it's been established that Thor is Thor, and everybody who's picked up his hammer has only gotten their powers, not his name, why do you think that a woman cannot have her own name? She has to take her boyfriend's name to be strong. Why do you think that, Rob? Why is it that Amadeus Cho has to take Bruce Banner's name? Why can't he have his own identity? Why can't both exist at the same time? If he is a good, strong character, he would survive under any name. Now, why do you think an Asian character cannot survive under his own name? You tell me, because that's the real argument, isn't it? You believe that he cannot last. We do. That's the big difference. Well, I don't see it the same way as you do at all, man. I look at this and I don't see, oh, wow, that's racist. Nope. There's room for other characters, and those other characters can have names. Kate Bishop can be called something else and still be a good character. You think she can't stand on her own. You think she has to take the name of somebody else, and all that does is ruin the brand. There are 15 different kinds of freaking Spider-Man out there, and none of them are worth reading anymore. Okay, maybe 2 or 3. But what Marvel has been showing is it doesn't matter. These characters do not matter. Oh, okay, well, Peter Parker's not special. Anybody can wear the costume. And what's worse, they did it with Captain America. We're supposed to believe that all the heroes that know Sam Wilson as the Falcon, who stood there while Steve Rogers gave some of the best and most patriotic speeches, the best inspirational speeches, and like they're going to think of it like a freaking mall Santa. Oh, well, he's wearing the suit now, so he's Captain America. No. If it's not the person under the suit. Oh, wait, wasn't that in Spider-Man Homecoming? If you're not a good person under the suit, you don't deserve the suit or something like that. I saw it once, so I don't remember the line. But you know what I'm talking about. And in spite of what they say, Marvel Comics knows that they ruin the brands too. Otherwise, Ironheart would be in a book called Ironheart, not Iron Man. They know what sells. They know what the audience wants. They're just not giving it to us. Just look at the sales number. Oh, well, Marvel Comics is doing fine. No, they're not. And that also is something you can only believe if you started reading since the year 2015. Well, I'm a little bit older. I've been around for a lot longer, and I know what a successful comic book industry looks like, and this is not it. And I don't care who is wearing the Captain America suit. Writing a character that throws up exactly what you need at the end of a story is not good writing. You know what? I'm done with you, Rob. I answered your question. I answered it without sounding racist. I told you exactly what was wrong with this new push for diversity, which is not the problem. It's the bad writing. It's the destruction of classic characters in hope that will embrace the new. You can have both of them on the shelf, Rob. Tell me why that can't happen. Well, because X-23 is good. Yeah, sure. So why can't Wolverine also be on the shelf? Why can't X-23 be her own person and Wolverine still be on the shelf? Why can't Hawkeye be his own guy and have a character who he trains, Kate Bishop? Why can't Spider-Man be Spider-Man and Miles Morales be Tarantula? Why can't Amadeus Cho? Wasn't there a Hulkling? Why can't he be somebody else and Bruce Banner be the Hulk? There is nothing wrong with these characters. But there is something wrong with the destruction of the Marvel Universe. I am done with you. Anyway, guys, I'm sorry for the rant. If I sound a little bit mad there, it's because I am. But thank you for listening, those of you who sat through this entire thing. I appreciate it. I feel weird about going through the drill, but here it is. If you haven't done that already, if you like what I got to say, if you like our videos, click like, share, and subscribe. If you would not mind helping us to keep making these videos, go over to Patreon, drop $1 in the till, or in VidMe and do the same. We have Patreon-only content for you there, and we will continue to do so. And I know I've dropped the ball on that recently, and I apologize. But anyway, I'm a little bit irritated. I'm just, this whole thing about diversity when it's not about diversity. It's about bad writing and bad art. And they want to make it about diversity. They want to bring their hate into the goddamn... It really does piss me off. Anyway, thank you guys very, very much for watching.
You suck! We're really, really great. Great in contrast, you really suck. Okay, full disclosure, we're not that great, but nevertheless, you suck.